Hello, it's time for December 20th Usborne Advent Calendar. So let's look behind this little angel and see what we can find. It is Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Let's see what this story has to tell us. Once upon a time, a king and queen had a beautiful baby girl. When she was born, snow was falling in soft flakes outside, so they named her Snow White. Soon after, the queen died and the king married again. The new queen was vain, with a cruel, cold heart. Every morning she would gaze in her mirror and ask, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all?" The mirror would always reply, "You are," until one dreadful day when it said, "Snow White." Snow White had become the sweetest, kindest girl in the kingdom. The queen hated her. And the queen's jealousy grew until she summoned the royal huntsman. "Take Snow White to the forest," she snapped, "and leave her to die." The huntsman was horrified, but what could he do? "Run," he begged Snow White. "Keep running until you find help." Heart thumping, legs pounding, Snow White ran. She ran through the night and into the dawn. At last she came to the edge of the forest, and there stood a curious little house. Snow White crept up to it and knocked, rat-a-tat-tat, on the door. 7 dwarfs came rushing out. "Hello," they chorused. "Welcome, come in, come in." Jiggling and jostling, they bustled her inside. Then they sat her down, and Snow White told her tale. "That queen is wicked," they said with a shake of their heads. "Stay with us, we will look after you." The next morning, the queen strode up to her mirror. "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all?" "Snow White, of course," the mirror declared. "She's still alive," the queen screeched. And almost bursting with rage, she donned a disguise and hobbled through the forest. With a rat-a-tat-tat, she knocked at the dwarf's door. "Pretty ribbons for a pretty girl," she croaked, tying a sash around Snow White's waist, tighter and tighter and tighter, until Snow White gasped and collapsed on the floor. And there she stayed until the dwarfs found her. "Quick, undo the sash," they cried. It must have been that evil queen. The next morning, the dwarfs set off for work. "Be careful," they told Snow White, "and don't try on any more sashes." Snow White was busy sewing when she heard a young girl call out, "Glittery combs for sale." "Here, try one," said the girl, holding it up. But as Snow White placed it in her hair, she fell to the floor once more. "Ha!" cackled the girl, turning into the villainous queen. "My poisoned comb will finish you for good." The dwarfs arrived just in time to snatch the comb away. When the mirror announced the Snow White was still the fairest of them all, the queen was furious. "I will get rid of her," she snarled, and she cast a terrible spell. Crisp sweet apple, rosy red, just one bite and fall down dead. Disguised again, the queen returned to Snow White. "Try my scrumptious apple," she cooed, and Snow White took a bite and dropped lifeless to the ground. This time the dwarfs could not help her. "She's too lovely to bury," they sobbed, and placed her in a glass coffin. After a year and a day, a prince rode past. "That poor girl," cried the prince. He swept her into his arms, and the piece of apple flew from her mouth. "Oh," murmured Snow White, opening her eyes. It was true love. Snow White and the prince married a year later, and all the dwarves carried her train. The end. Thank you for reading Snow White with me, and subscribe so you can find out when I post on December 21st, the next day on our Advent calendar. Bye.